Add to share is an action. What this action has to do, it should perform some functionality. What it should do? Add to share is an action. What it should do? Actually, this action will have a state and action. It can have a state and action. What we can do through state, we can access shared appointments. That means through action, through state, we can access shared appointments. Shared appointments, into that, what data need to be stored? Actually, this action will collect, you can see action type and payload. Type indicates function name, payload indicates data carried from the action. From that action, some data will come. We will collect the data and we will store this. And remember, shared appointments is an array. Into that array, we will push. Into the array, we will push. What we will push? We will push action dot payload. Payload is nothing but data coming from the action. They click share button. When the share button is clicked, we will collect the appointment details. That is called as payload. We will collect the payload and we will store in a global store. Global store. So here one point you should know is every action here contains here I will give a pointer. Yeah. Every reducer action comprises of state and action. State and action. State can access global store and action identifies the type and gets payload. Payload is the data from component. Payload is the data from component. So action 1, we have state and action. So state dot data we have to update with action dot payload. The data is updated with the new data coming from the component. That means what is state? It will collect the global state. In the global state, it will collect the data coming from component and it will store it. It will update into that. So we need to define this. So here, what we need to do is here, I will define a simple, it is done, it is defined. We have to export. Export, what are those? So export two things. Here we need to export only one. What is that one? Add to share. From where? Share slicer dot, what is it? Actions. From share slicer actions, constant. We have to export this one. Another one, export default. So constant. So this is default, this one. What is it? Share slicer dot reducer. We have to export the reducer and we have to export this action. We have only one action. If there are many actions, we can export multiple actions. So this is the concept of configuring what data to store, what actions to perform, and on that action, what to be updated. We need to update count also now. What is the count? Shared appointments count. State dot shared appointments count is equal to, what is it? State dot shared appointments dot length. That is total count now. How many appointments are shared? We will get the length and we will store in this location. So what are the shared appointments, and we need to update them, right? Okay, now your slicer is ready. Now what we have to do is, after configuring the slicer, next point what you have to do is, so configure store to handle the slicer. Configure store to handle the slicer. What you have to do is, in SRC store, in that store.jsx, store can be created using create store or configure store. Actually, recently this create store is deprecated. It is no longer in use. This is one problem. One issue is, this Redux latest is currently still under beta. Beta release means they are still making some changes. They are updating that library recently. That is the reason. So they are switching between create store and configure store. Actually, in the past 2 months, for one React batch, we used create store. For another batch, we used configure store. Why? Because by the time we are using create store, they deprecated it. They deprecated that concept. That means officially they announced that it is not in use. Then they have asked to use configure store. For one batch, we used configure store, and next batch, we want to continue with the configure store. Then again, they changed from configure to create store. They said that configure store will not is having issues. You please switch to create store. Now again they come back. They say that now you can use configure store. It works fine. That is the problem with changing versions. So before using, check their website. Go to the website and check. In their search, they will be configure store. Type it. You will see, is it recommended or deprecated. We have faced this problem with 2 batches switching left configure to create to configure again. But as of now, configure store is fixed because now they have released a stable one. They are saying configure store, but we have to still check before using it. Okay. So how we can do that? So we have a constant store is equal to configure store, and this configure store uses reducer, and reducer is your slicer name. Reducer is inside the slicer. If it is maintained in a separate file, export. So that is configure store, how we define. So let's go here and we will add a new folder into SRC by name store. In that we have store.jsx. And what is that? So we have a constant store is equal to configure store. We have to use configure store. This configure store will use a reducer. Here we have to use the slicer, share slicer. We have to use the share slicer. We have to import the share slicer. Import share slicer. So from what is it? Dot slash dot slash slicer slash say share slicer. We have to import and we have to use that slicer here. That means what store will use? Store will use the data and actions present in the slicer. What slicer contains? Data and actions. Both data and actions are now used by store. And this store must be globally defined. Now, what we have to do to define the store globally, it should export. To define the store globally, you have to go to your main. In the main, we have a route provider, a cookie provider. Here we have to use a provider. This provider is related to Redux. This provider will use the store. Store is coming from your store that you created. That means whatever data and whatever action you define, that data and action will be now provided to every component inside your route. That means your application is using route. All components in the route can use the store. It is globally accessed. That means we need to configure a provider. What is role of provider? It locates the data and injects the data into your components. So what you have to do after creating the store? So next step we have to configure provider. So in main.jsx, so you have to import provider from React Redux. You have to import store from store.jsx. And you have to use the provider. and whatever store is there. So your route provider. We need to configure the provider. So next, what we need to do, once you define from any component, you can dispatch the data. It will be stored in store. So any component can dispatch the data to store by using use dispatch. So we have to define let dispatch is equal to use dispatch. It is a hook. And we have to define dispatch. And what is the action and data. Dispatch action and data. Action is add to share. That is for us. So what we will do now is provider is ready. We configured the provider. So we will go to which one? We will go to dashboard, user dashboard. In user dashboard, we will configure here. So let dispatch is equal to use dispatch. We have to use dispatch from Redux, right? And what we have to do is we need to write an event. What is that event? So we have a function handle share click. On share click, we will collect the details. Details are nothing but we will collect one appointment. We will collect one appointment on share click. This appointment we have to dispatch. Dispatch, what is the action? Add to share. That is the action we created. Into that action, it is expecting data. Data is nothing but appointment. We will send that appointment into that action. This is an action defined in reducer. That action will collect the appointment and it will store in the global. Okay. When to handle share click? On share click, I need to collect the appointment. Where is share button? Yesterday, I think we created the share button here. So at save. This is a model, huh? Right. Huh. This is also model. Yeah, this is the share button. This share button on click. Handle share click. That's the action. But on this share click, we have to send the current appointment. Appointment details should be sent. So how to send custom parameters, we already know. Custom parameters, we have to use, what is it? Handle share click. On handle share click, we have to pass the appointment. That means when share click is done, this current appointment will be sent and that appointment will be collected here. That appointment will be collected and it is stored in the global store. It is in the store. How to access and use it, we will see, but let's see up to this working or not. First, we will show alert also saying that appointment shared. Like this, we are defining. Okay, let's see in the UI. So in this UI, we will log in as David and log in. After that, you open this React Redux DevTools. They will not work until or unless Redux is installed in your project and it is correctly configured. Redux DevTools, when I open, it will show here. You see the Redux DevTools. Currently, action is empty. There is nothing. Observe carefully. In the action, action is empty. State. Let's go to the state. You see two data is there. What is the data maintained in global state? Two details are maintained. One is shared appointments, another one shared appointments count. Is there any difference in the state? There is no difference currently. States are equal. Difference means previously what is the data, now what data. That means developer can track what is being updated, how much being updated, when it is being updated, everything they can know. So initially this is the empty. Okay, let's keep. Now click on this button and see share click. Suppose I want to share HTML class and I click on share. Then it says appointment shared. Okay. Now what you do is here, you go to, where is it? You go to developer tools and you can see one appointment is shared. And total count is how much? 1. Total count is 1. One appointment is shared. Now it will show the difference. And remember, lot of things are there. Suppose this is state and you can see you have an inspector log monitor. It will show how many keys are there, which action, what actually data contains 5 keys. So what item is shared, what data is shared, everything is clear for developers. I will see inspector, I will see log monitor, I can even see chart. It will show what happened. That means in a chart, it can show the appointments, what count is updated. Shared appointments 0 means one item is there. 0 is the first index. It is going to display difference. You see the difference. Previously it was 0. Now it is 1. Tracking. Tracking is nothing but actually color is not good. You see it will show, it says which button clicked, on which button what is sent. Everything it will track and display. In the UI, which button click has sent this data. It will show that. That means developer can easily track. Testing is not for us now, later and the end you can see, but this is, you see action, what data and state. Now one more important is HTML class. It is shared by David. Right now what I will do is I will sign out and I will log in as another user, Samson. Another user logged in, Sam. When user login, no appointments are there. He will have, suppose one more appointment, we will add something, demo app appointment. So some data and add some appointment is there. But observe here, after he login in the dev tools, in the DevTools, you can see appointment is still there. This is the appointment shared by David na. This is the appointment shared by David. This appointment is still available for him. That means now see, this person will share appointment. Then you see appointment shared. Okay, let's go to the DevTools. In the DevTools, now you can see that. So it is having this appointment now. And important is we have the state and now the shared appointments too. That means you see shared appointments too. One is shared by David, another one is shared by Samson. That means appointment shared by one user is available to another user. Only the point you need to show them where we would like to show these appointments. We would like to show these appointments somewhere in the dashboard. That means where, suppose here I want to show, right? So what I will do in the dashboard, we want to access and display. Where you want to display. So the main header, actually it is the main header. Okay. It is not in the dashboard. It is home page. To do home. No, dashboard only. No, dashboard only. Add appointment button is there. Yeah. So here, so handle sound. This is left panel. This is right panel. Search button is there. Okay. After that, this is the new appointment. Before this new appointment button, we will put a button. What is this button is? So class BI share. And here I will put shared. And I will keep here as uh, MX2. Okay, you see that is shared will come. Right, we will add a BTN warning. Okay, so that is the shared one. So in this, what I will do, I will put a span. So badge class. Oh, so we will put a class badge BG danger text. So we'll say rounded and rounded circle. Yeah. Now here I want to display the count of shared appointments. How many appointments shared? How to access the store? We have a store reference. Through the store reference, we have get state, and in that we have shared appointments count. And what it is going to do, it is going to display how many appointments shared. That means 2 appointments are shared. Now, very important is this one, I'll keep absolute position absolute, and the button will be position relative. And you can see it will be like 2 shared. Suppose I will give this MX as 4, so some gap will come. These are 2 shared appointments. For every user, it will show that you'll signed out and another person sign in. Then it will show 2 shared appointments. So if that means you see, I will sign out and I will sign in with another username, David. And here it should say show 2 shared. That means it is globally available to all users. Now on click, it should show what are those appointments. You can do that. How? On click, I need to get the shared appointments and display. Actually, how to access the store? One more work is there. One more simple. You can access and access store from any any component. How? store dot get state dot key. We can access and use by using store, get state and key. You can access and use anywhere. So that is configure store. Now you can see how do we do that? How to do that? So you can use your bootstrap things. What are bootstrap things? So I keep a div class as, div have a class as off canvas and id as shared. Okay, so we have a off canvas header, and here we'll say heading shared appointments, and here we have a button class btn close, and we have a database dismiss of canvas, and this is header. Okay, we have another one class of canvas body. In this we want to display a table, class table and table hover. In the t head, table header, tr th, one is title of appointment, another one is user who shared it. So I want to display those. T body will have how to access appointments. Store dot get state get state oh get the state. In that dot what shared appointments dot map, because it's arena. Read every appointment, and for every appointment create a row. Every appointment key will be appointment dot id. So it is having id, we will have an id, and in that we need two cells. First cell will display appointment title, and the second cell will display appointment dot user id. We'll get the title and user id. Now what is the point here is on share on this button, database toggle is off canvas, and database target is hash shared is the target. Now what happens when user clicks on this shared? It should open and show what are the shared appointments and who shared it. That is an off canvas of Bootstrap we are designing and access. So any user can watch it. That means you shared from here, it will go to other. Any user can watch these appointments. That means you sign out, you log in as Samson and Sam, and log in, it is there, and he can see the shared appointments. That means you are globally storing the data and you are making it available across sessions. That is the application state, and this is Redux. Remember, in your contents, when we posted you some course content and all, so many things are there in Redux, but they are deprecated now, outdated. So they are changing. By the time you finish, some more new things will come, some changes will happen. You need to notice that, right? So technically what happens is some content watchers, clock watchers are present in our class. right? What they do, topic, this topic not discussed, sir. They will notice that, right? But for such content and clock watchers, we have to tell them that this is at the time we shared with you, it was there, but now it is not there. It is changed. We don't use that anymore. We have some changes, right? Those you need to notice. Those are very important, right? So this is working with Redux. How we can use Redux in our project. As I told you, if you don't do the project, you can't practice all this, right? You can't practice all this because everything we are implementing in that app. So to do that, you have to do this app from the beginning, whatever I showed. Try that, right? Then once you're done with this, so you are aware of how to use Redux. Now we will go into the concept called class components and TypeScript. We will use class components and TypeScript. That means we will build another project with TypeScript as a language. But for that, you should learn some basics of TypeScript, which we will learn, we will discuss. First, up to this, you finish the project. So tomorrow, we don't have any session. Tomorrow, we are not conducting any session, not even any doubt session. Tomorrow, I will give time to finish all this for you up to what you have seen. So try to finish that. So if you are not, this is for the people who are practicing. For others, leave it. You don't need to worry. Tomorrow is holiday. Others you are who are practicing, you practice. And if any issues are there, then Monday I will check. Right? So tomorrow no session. You try to finish everything up to what you learned. Because from Monday, I will start working with TypeScript. First, I will explain basic of class component. Then we will go into TypeScript. Okay, Monday will continue with that. Right.